Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
and we just got off a wild weekend of racing at the Paperclip. Always puts on a good show, but before we get into all that, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Mike, you said you had something special for us. What you got?
So just showed up today. Actually came in a couple weeks ago, but my diecast doing this weird thing where they're going to the house I grew up in instead of my apartment. So it always takes 3 weeks for my dad to get him out here for whatever reason. But freshest diecast I got, Chase Elliott road course win from last year. And boys, let me tell you, this thing is dope. I'm super impressed. They got, it's the same old when it comes to the wiper, but it actually goes over the Cup Series, which is, I think, is kind of a cool little detail. And the damage on this car is really, really apparent. Like, they're doing a really good job with these all of a sudden again. So shout out to Circle B Diecast with the awesome service once again. And man, I'm really loving this car.
Absolutely. Is that the Daytona road course win you said?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's a historic race win right there too.
First win there, yeah.
Yes, sir. This is very cool, man. All right, Nick, what you got?
All right, so for me, we are going to Richmond this weekend. So I have one Richmond car, and that would be the 2018 Daniel Hemrick Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff car. This is the Chrome edition, or this is the Liquid Color edition. It's badass. This is when Daniel Hemrick made his NASCAR Cup Series debut at Richmond. Also, the first race in the 8 that they brought back, that Richard Childress brought back. Richard Childress got permission to run the 8 car, which is pretty cool. Got it autographed. I wish they would have stayed with this scheme once he actually moved up full time to Cup Series, because I thought this car was badass.
Yeah, absolutely dope car. I always really like the look. And going just specifically with the diecast, you know how I feel about chrome cast and liquid color and all that. So you're right in my wheelhouse with that thing, dude.
This thing was awesome. Yep, he made his Cup debut at Richmond, finished in the 20s, and then, the rest is history.
Yep. Yeah, but such a badass paint scheme, though, man.
I miss it. I really wish they would have stuck with this, with the design of the 8 and then the design of the car, because they moved back to this style of the 8 once he moved up full time. But I wish they would have stuck with this for sure.
Yeah, they just wanted to make it look more like the RCR font. But yeah,
but I feel like
gem.
I feel like you could have just stayed with that car design though and just changed the 8 a little bit, and it still would have been a really sick looking car.
All right, guys. So for my diecast of the week, I brought out Kurt Busch's 2015 Richmond win. Really cool paint scheme for Haas that they made. They added a ton of confetti on there, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but that's what they do. They make sure the car looks like exactly how it looks in Victory Lane. But nonetheless, it's just such a cool car and such a cool victory for Kurt Busch's Richmond win.
I can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah, really?
It's been a long time. That was my first full season into watching NASCAR again. So that was pretty cool to see Kurt get that win.
Yeah, you got a nice little present for the first year back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, before we get into the show, make sure you check out our merchandise on Spreadshirt.com, all designed by our good buddy Dalton Good. You can get hats, sweatshirts, shirts, anything, face masks. Make sure you check that out. We'll have the link below. So, guys, we had racing at the Paperclip this weekend, and we started off with the Xfinity Series. We had Mr. Harrison Burton in the 20 car leading the field to green, and then we had a caution with 2 to go in stage 1. Riley Herbst, he just seems to be the center of disaster when it comes to racing, I'd say, after he goes spinning after contact with Myatt Snyder. Guys, it's just more bad luck for Riley Herbst. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter what car he's in, the 18 or the 98. It just always
Do
seems to
you
follow
want
him.
do you want to call it bad luck, or you just want to call it somebody who shouldn't be driving a race car like that? Sorry, Riley, but from Joe Gibbs Racing, he didn't do anything. And this race car right here, this 98 race car, won 9 races last year, and Riley hasn't done jack. Yeah, we're early on in the year, but come on, man. You're giving literally one of the best seats in the Xfinity series, and it's week after week something's going on. You can call it bad luck, but it's that bad luck starting to go down, and it's just starting to come into talent wise here for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes some of that stuff is, you always hear this saying like you make your own luck. I feel like a part of that is kind of the situations he puts himself in sometimes where, you put yourself in disadvantageous situations. Guess what? Sometimes disadvantageous things are going to happen, just kind of the way it is. So, yeah, I kind of tend to agree with you a little bit, Nick, there. It's like I think it's a little bit of just wrong place, wrong time with some of this stuff and a little bit putting yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, yeah, fast race car. Hopefully he can really get it going and we can see what Riley Herbst can do. But at this point in the season, can't say that's happening.
Yeah, no kidding, guys. But we had Noah Gragson. He had lots of speed in that race car. He went on to win stage 1 of the race. And then came the rain. We had an extensive rain delay that moved the race to Sunday afternoon. We had Mr. Daniel Hemrick winning stage 2, some points that is much needed right now for him as he looks to make a playoff run this year.
Well, if he's not winning races, he's doing all the right things besides winning races, getting points. I think that's his 3rd stage win of the year right there. He's just always up running in the front. He's 2nd in points right now behind Austin Cindric. So he's doing everything he has to do. He's just got to put that car in victory lane. But I really couldn't complain. I'll take a stage win in playoff points any given day.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I mean, I don't feel bad or for anything for Daniel Hemrick just because, like you said, Nick, he's putting himself in the positions. He's getting the stage points, stage wins. We saw how far that can carry guys in the playoffs. So when the wins start coming, which we know they're going to, you don't keep putting yourself in these situations, not end up with some checkered flags. He's just going to be better off for, those races where he coulda, shoulda, woulda won, ends up being 2nd with a couple stage wins. Like those valuable points are going to take him far.
Yep, we have seen from the past that these playoff points definitely do help you throughout the playoffs and do help you get into that Final Four position.
Well, especially at Daniel Hemrick, he made the Final Four twice, solely based off of points. So, if he can start turning some of those into checker flags, then I'd look out for that 18 car.
Yeah, man, he could be golden. All right, guys. So then we had Blaine Perkins and Joe Graff Jr. getting together on the racetrack, wrecking into the wall hard, ending both of their days. And then we had Josh Berry. He was able to run down Ty Gibbs, hold off the field, and get his first ever NASCAR victory after only 13 Xfinity Series starts. Guys, that was probably the coolest thing that I have seen all season, was seeing Josh Berry get that win. Besides seeing Ty Gibbs get his first win in his first start, this was the coolest thing I've seen all season.
Absolutely. So cool to see Josh Berry get that first win. Obviously, if anybody watched the Dale Jr. download this week or listen to him, you'll know Dale felt the same way. He cried after the race more than almost his own wins. So, yeah, emotional, big win for Junior Motorsports. Really cool to see for Josh Berry. And, just overall awesome race.
It really couldn't happen to a better guy either. I mean, it really was no surprise. Like, if you were going to put a place down for Josh Berry to get a win in NASCAR, Martinsville is probably one of those places because he's run here before. He runs for Junior Motorsports down in the late models. He absolutely kills it down there. He won a race, led all the laps here in one of those late model races. So this was the place he was going to do it. He's a short track ringer. It's really cool to see Josh Berry in victory lane, and I really hope that something big can come out of this down the road because it couldn't happen to a better guy.
Hey, the curse of
Yeah.
the 8 car is finally gone.
Yeah,
And
I will.
it has been since 2007 since the 8 car has gone to victory lane in the Xfinity
What?
Series.
Yeah.
That long?
Dale Jr. took it to victory lane at Michigan Speedway in 07. So, yeah. It's been
I
a while
will
since the
say-
8 car has seen some glory.
I will say it was a little bittersweet watching that 8 car win a race, but it's Josh Berry. I'm cool with it. Good for that guy. Like I said, I hope that turns into something big for him down the road. How about Ty Gibbs? 3 Xfinity races, a first, a second, and a fourth. And he did this one in barely an unsponsored car. That is ridiculous to see. But yeah, Ty Gibbs, you couldn't ask for a better start to his Xfinity Series career. Be interested to see what he does full time in a car next year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he goes in full time. He's just going to dominate the series, dude. Just watch. He's
I was
going
gonna
to,
say, I
just like
mean,
how
do you want me
Christopher
to?
Bell dominated, he's going to do that 3 times better.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, do you want me to tell you what he's gonna do? He's gonna win 5-6 races and run for a championship the next 2-3 years down there.
Yep.
Probably more than 5 to 6 races.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? This kid is a prodigy at this point, man.
He is the best up and coming raw talent that this sport has, and it's going to be really exciting to see what this kid can do once he gets to the big leagues.
Absolutely. All right, and then we had Noah Gragson. He won the Dash for Cash, $100,000, but he ended up giving it to the Junior Motorsports employees after everything that they have gone through due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Just a class act, 22-year-old kid. He could have taken all that $100,000 for himself, but he did probably one of the best things you can do and give that back to his teammates who have helped his career.
Yeah, good for Noah Gragson. One of the guys, he's had some controversial stuff going on, the last couple weeks and in the last couple years, really. And then you see something like this, it reminds you how good a guy he really can be too. So, yeah, really good on him. I'm sure his team loved that too. I'm sure a lot of those guys could really use that money, and it probably goes a long way for them. So, yeah, really good on you there, Noah G.
Absolutely. And it looks like there is going to be no retaliation. We didn't see any retaliation there from old Daniel Hemrick. He tried to bump him out of the way there at the end, but that wasn't because of that incident. That was just hard racing there at the end.
Hey, they ran respectable with each other the entire
they were
race. There was times Noah was behind him, and I was like, "Oh man, something's gonna happen here." And then Hem Dog was behind Noah. I was like, "Oh man, he's gonna do something." But no, man, they raced each other respectfully. Noah said, before the weekend even started, he called Daniel Hemrick. They talked about it. They agreed to disagree on a few things, but I think everything's just chilled out. They had their moment, and they're just gonna go on race, and then we'll see what happens in the future. But either way, fantastic racing between both of those guys.
Yeah, unless he's saving it in his back pocket for the playoffs, we'll see.
Oh, we'll see. Hey, man, that's when it gets fun. Is the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I have a referee shirt here for the playoffs between you two, because I got to feel this one's gonna get fiery this year.
Hey, we'll see. This might just be the beginning. You know what? It might be a good thing that you're going out to West Virginia this fall, man. There might be some blood in this studio.
Hey, man, I'll fly. If Noah Gragson were to do some shit like that to Hemrick again, I'll be catching the next flight home, and we are going to be brawling in your backyard.
Sounds good. Some good old NASCAR mud wrestling.
Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of a scuffle, we had Joe Graf Jr. and Greg Golding fighting post-race. I honestly don't know what that was all about, because Joe Graf got into Blaine Perkins earlier in the race. So, I don't know. I guess Joe Graf Jr. is just out for blood with everyone.
Well, I mean, I think part of it is it's Martinsville, where tempers run high. You're running right around these cars and beating and banging all race long, and it's not uncommon. We've seen it time and time again at this racetrack, so I think that's probably a big factor into it. And I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be one of those things. It's one and done. They had their little scuffle. Martinsville does that, and then we're just gonna kind of move on and keep racing from there.
My guess is both of them were just tired of running in the back all race. They're like, "Hey, you want to fight? You want to get ourselves and our sponsors on TV? Let's fight.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
are you frustrated? Because I'm
Let's
frustrated.
fight.
You frustrated? Because I'm frustrated. Let's fight.
It was just like one of those where they catch it like in the middle or at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
You know, they were already on the ground, kind of whooping each other's ass. Like, I want to see what happened before, but then you see Mike Harmon. He goes.
Oh, that was the best.
He went up to Greg Golden, just like patting him on the back. All right. He probably said, "All right, come on, let's go to Applebee's and talk things out."
That was the best part. Was Mike Harmon trying to get in the middle of that? He's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's move on to the Cup Series race. We had Rusty Wallace waving the green flag as Joey Logano led the field to green at the paperclip. And then we had a caution on lap 37. We had Cody Ware taking out his own teammate of James Davison. I don't know what happened here, if he got loose out of the corner, just came up the track or what, but took out his own teammate, his father's employee. And then James Davison went on a little tangent after the race. I'm not going to say what he said, but if you guys want to just look it up. But yeah, there just seems to be a lot of bad blood at Rick Ware Racing right now. Like they need more problems right now.
Battle of the boxes, man. Battle of the boxes. That was crazy. Well, Cody Ware came on his radio and he said, "Every time I see that 15 car, I'm putting his ass in the wall." That dude's a little crazy.
That's taking money away from your father, you idiot. Oh my God.
Battle of boxes, battle of that stupid program that maybe it's time for them to fly and go bye-bye.
See, Fire Motorsports doesn't seem that bad anymore, huh, Nick?
Yeah. Don't get me started, man.
Oh, yeah, that's one of those weird little fights they got going on. Like, I don't get it at all, but I love it, man. Keep it going. It gives us something to laugh at every week. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. And then, guys, it was the theme of the weekend. We had another rain delay, and it got postponed to Sunday at 4 p.m. It's the Vortex, man. They stopped racing. They had a caution, and here came the rain.
Well, I cannot even believe we got any laps in Saturday. Like looking at the forecast and, Nick and I were kind of talking to some people that were at the track on Twitter and some stuff. And everyone's like, there's no way we're doing any kind of racing here tonight. And they actually got a handful of laps in. So kudos to NASCAR for at least trying. I respect the hell out of it. Then, just like you said, the Vortex hits again and we're back to Sunday racing after all.
Yeah. We're sorry for ever not believing in you, DW. It's true.
Yeah, DW just straight scienced us and we didn't even know it.
Damn straight. He's our Bill Nye the Science Guy. All right. So then after the rain delay, we had Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. They looked like the best cars out there. Denny Hamlin, he had the best short run car. Ryan Blaney had the best long run car. And then we had a caution for Eric Jones coming up the track, spinning out Kurt Busch, but Kurt did not have any damage when he was out of that. So good for him. Mr. Ryan Blaney, like I was just saying, he was looking fast as hell throughout this race. He went on to win stage 1, some needed points for that 12 car.
Yeah, just to kind of borrow what I talked about when it comes to Daniel Hemrick, those stage win. Obviously, Ryan Blaney doesn't go on to win the race. We'll talk about that as we keep going here. But he getting some stage wins there. Another one, it pads those playoff points, pads the points. And we've seen how far that's taken guys in the playoffs. Ask Kyle Busch in his last championship, where he kind of really went away there for a lot of that playoff run until the end. So you get a lot of those points while you can now. And even if the race wins aren't coming, those stage wins and those stage points and playoff points will carry you far.
Absolutely. All right. And then Kyle Larson, he was looking really aggressive throughout this race. I feel like whenever someone passed Kyle Larson, he would just fight back so hard to get that spot back. And it just seems like he is just kind of a completely different driver at this point ever since he joined the 5 team. And it's amazing to see.
Get a little good sniff at good equipment and look at what happens to you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It just makes me wonder what the level of that Chip Ganassi racing equipment really is at this point, because like you said, Ian, I mean, Kyle Larson comes in and he looks like a force. You know, he's starting to look like the guy that was rightfully getting Jeff Gordon comps not that long ago. Like this guy, week in and week out, that 5 is at the front, battling people, being aggressive, doing what he's got to do. And he's going to be a very serious player here as we get deeper and deeper into this season and the playoff picture kind of starts to unfold.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then Newman and DiBenedetto, they get together with 10 to go in stage 2. Just more bad luck for DiBenedetto throughout the 2021 season.
Yeah, more bad luck. At least he's not running 30th in points anymore.
Yeah, yeah, you're doing better than Jamie McMurray still. That's good.
He had a hell of a rebound, which we'll get to in a little bit. I mean, he rebounded, finished 12th, so you can't complain about that after he was missing part of his damn car. So.
Yeah, it looked like the can opener got the side of that car, man. To bring that thing home in the top 15 is damn near a miracle.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, like we were just saying, crazy wild racing. We had lots of 3-wide action going on at this track. You know, at Martinsville, one of the smallest tracks that we go to, we're going 3-wide. We're getting some hard racing. It was just one of the wildest Martinsville races I've seen in a while.
That's what we love.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys know I'm a big F1 fan also. I'm a big IndyCar guy too. You know, we had all these road courses in NASCAR. Okay, fine, whatever. But this is the racing we need week in and week out. Short track racing is what got NASCAR to where it is. And that's what's going to really get fans' interest in. Once again, Martinsville does not disappoint. Great racing all weekend long. Beating and banging, people's feelings getting hurt, tempers are flaring, the controversy creates viewership, and that's what we want to see, and that's what's going to help the sport thrive. This is what we need to be doing week in and week out. Bring back the short tracks, NASCAR, please.
All right, guys. So then we had Ryan Blaney going on to win stage 2, just racking up them points throughout the race, had the fastest car, best long run speed that 12 team could ask for.
Yeah, the long run, the 12 was an absolute hoss on the racetrack, which ironically kind of had to win a little bit of a little short duel there at the end, you know, because they had the late caution and it was just kind of a little quick little, what was that, like 2 to go or something at the end?
It was something short.
Yeah, handful of laps, little burst to the end there to get the stage win, and found a way to hold off DH in that 11 car. And like I said, you know, stage points, stage wins are key in today's NASCAR. So really good for the 12 team rack those up today.
Absolutely, man. And then we had Brad Keselowski getting into all kinds of trouble throughout this race. He got turned by Daniel Suarez. He went and spun Eric Jones after getting pushed into the corner from the 42 of Ross Chastain. Just lots of madness going on for that 2 car. Ended up getting into the big wreck on lap with 115 to go when everyone piled up after Kyle Busch got spun with Chris Buescher. So not a good day for the 2 car, but holy crap, a huge ass pile up on the back stretch. I didn't think we'd see the big one at Martinsville.
Yeah, I was gonna say the big one on the shortest track that we go to on the schedule. That is absolutely nuts. But Nick, it's mayhem, it's chaos. We love it.
Do you remember what I said to you when it happened? It's like, it's the big one at
Martinsville.
Martinsville.
Who would have thought that was insanity? Daniel Suarez's car going up in flames. He was not happy. A lot of people were not happy after that one.
Yeah, Ryan Preece, his car was on fire too. He had the Louisiana hot sauce sponsor. I think that was perfect marketing. And then the bad luck comes for that 12 car. Blaney gets penalized on pit road for dragging the air hose after leaving pit road. Just dumb mistakes by the pit crew that cost Blaney the win. Because I really do think that was Blaney's race to lose. And then that happened. Then Martin Truex Jr. was able to take the victory from Denny Hamlin.
See, I don't necessarily know if I agree that I think he was going to come back and win. If you remember, coming into those pit stops, he kind of got stuck in the field a little bit there and didn't get to the front as quickly as we thought. I think he would have ran out of time. Obviously, would have had a much better finish than where he finished, which he still had a pretty good rebound, all things considered. But even with that being said, I don't know if he would have got back up to the front and got the dub. So
yeah, I think it might have just been just with him starting like, in the back, kind of in the middle of the pack and just getting bounced around all the time. Like it's a lot easier when he's starting like third or something, but when he's starting back, like who knows, like 23rd or however many cars were still on the lead lap by that time. But yeah, I really do think he would have gotten that win because his car just looked so perfect throughout the entire race.
Hey, we'll never know now. So, but again, that's why you get those stage wins and those points when you can, because Lord knows what's going to happen. You get to the end of the race. So,
just another dub taken away from Ryan Blaney, man. I feel like this guy should have like 20 wins to his name right now, man.
If I had $1 for every time it happened, I could sponsor him.
Yeah, right. That just always seems like a late race trip down pit road always comes back to haunt that 12 team. Happens almost every time.
Ian, did you give me the 4 pit crew from a couple years ago, or like what's going on here?
No kidding. Did they switch or something? Because, geez, I remember a few years ago, Kevin Harvick, he had the worst pit crew in NASCAR history, and now they're pretty good again. And yeah, they must have gone over to Penske for that 12 car, man. Man, you guys got a lot of people to fire, a lot of people to hire.
Well, hey, listen, I'll just say this. Obviously coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe been a win for the 12 team, but you know what? Get those kinks out of the way now because can't have them in the playoffs. So work all that stuff out now when I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it matters a little less than it will in the playoffs. And then, come that time of the year, let's be perfect.
Yep. And then, like I said, we had Martin Truex Jr. running down Denny Hamlin to become the first repeat winner of 2021 and getting his 3rd win at Martinsville. I remember not that long ago, we were saying, when's Truex going to get these short track wins? And now he's winning almost every time we go to Martinsville. So Martinsville, he's really turning that into his own name track right now because the dude is just dominant there.
Ian, did you say repeat winner or whiner? I might cut out a little bit.
Damn. Throwing the shade.
Well, if it wasn't for Chase Elliott winning there last fall, Truex would have won like 4 straight Martinsville. This is absolutely ridiculous. Because, a couple years ago, we were saying, this guy can only win on those 1.5-mile courses. And now look at this. This dude's just dominating here.
And now he can't win on a 1.5 miles.
Now I can't win on a 1.5 miles. All I'm saying is we better not see that in the fall when we go to Martinsville. I really don't want to see Martin Winex Jr. win that race.
Man.
I don't want to drive all the way to Virginia just to get, even though it'll be a closer drive for me, it'll only be about 4 hours for me instead of like the 11 for you guys. But
that's going to be a fun road trip, Mike.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still working out some details there. So my end's kind of up in the air, but if that works out.
Or you and Jimbo, Ian.
All right. Oh, man. That'll be fun. Yes, I am excited to go to Martinsville.
Yeah. If I have to drive that way just to see a Martin Truex Jr. win, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah, well, we shall see. So, guys, do you have any closing thoughts before we end the show here?
Once again, I said it once, I'll say it again. Need more short tracks, man. Martinsville was awesome. Did not disappoint. Had the drama, had the excitement, had the action. That's what keeps them coming back. More short tracks, please, NASCAR.
What he said.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. Make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every time we upload new content. Like I said before, make sure to check out our merchandise on Spreadshirt, all designed by our buddy Dalton Good. We will have the link in the description below. Make sure to follow me, Nick, and Mike on Twitter, along with the Stock Car Spectacle account, so you can get updates whenever we upload new content. Make sure to tune into our shows this week as we have our Richmond preview coming up, Kinzel's Classroom, and the Gambler's Picks. Make sure to check out Kodo's Mojo with me, Adam Cornwell, and Patrick Kodo as we give you weekly sports updates. You can find that on all podcast platforms. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
We'll see you guys next time.